Hello, everyone. I just watched the Pokemon Presents, and normally I do reaction videos on this channel, but I'm kind of playing around with a bunch of different ideas right now, especially on my channel. And I mean, one of them has to be doing just plain old discussion videos instead of like just a reaction. Um, Especially like Pokemon uh information, because sometimes I feel like I can, when I watch it on my own instead of doing a reaction, I feel like I can understand a lot more of the information. um and two, I just feel like within that small amount of time within a reaction video, I can't exactly like explain everything that I would like to. um and it's not necessarily to say that I won't do Pokemon specific reactions. It's just that I don't feel like doing it every once in a while. But there are cases when I do want to talk about it, but sometimes I just don't feel like doing a reaction. So in the beginning of it, they showed like a really cool compilation of like the entire timeline. And normally they feel like in every one as of like Pokemon X and Y, they've kind of done something like this where they show like the first games all the way up to the, whatever the new thing is, which I'm pretty used to. But I really liked this one. I thought this was really sweet. I mean, they showed stuff like the Pokemon Mini and like Pokemon Channel, e-reader. Like they showed everything that like they've worked on. Like really oddball stuff. Like even like the stickers that you would use for Pokemon Snap. Like stuff like no one used. Like the Celebi event that you had to use your phone. They chose to do that. And I felt like that touched me a lot. I felt like they actually cared to actually show some of the history. And like they even showed like all the card sets for every generation. I'm like, they didn't have to do this. They really didn't. So like in this case, like I actually felt like they cared. They even showed stuff like that was only in Japan, like some of the machines that you'd have to use with the little like uh little like cardboard or like plastic pieces that you would put on there. I Funny enough, I've always seen those for a long time. I kind of wish that America had something along to that. Like it didn't even have to be like like arcade machines or anything, but I kind of wish we got something like that because this always seemed kind of neat. I don't know if they were really complex in any way, but like it just seemed kind of fun. Yeah, they even showed like the typing game that was on the DS, and like they showed so much stuff. Even Pokemon Duel, sadly dead. The one thing they didn't show though, and I was kind of sad, they didn't show Pokemon TFG. They didn't show like anything about it, which I was kind of hurt by that a little bit. That and Coliseum and XD. They didn't show that. They showed Channel though, which which Channel's great. I love Channel, but I just thought that was funny. It's like out of all of them, I feel like you'd kind of want to show XD or something along the line of that, or TFG more specifically. But either way, like it was still really cool. I like this. I'm just bugging about specifics at this point. Like they didn't have to do that, but it's just like they did really good with it. They did really good. Um, and looking at that merchandise, I'm like, there's like some figures that like I've never seen in there too, and I was just like, okay, well now I want to find those. I'm like, potential purchases now. Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. And then the next thing was they showed a lot of Pokemon Snap, and Snap looks really, really, really good. Um, I'm pretty excited. They're bringing back, I mean, obviously there's apples, or they have a specific fruit name for them. I don't remember. But yeah, they have those. And then they don't have the balls that you would throw out that get them all like upset, or at least they haven't shown that yet. Maybe it's just because it's, you know, they don't want to exactly have either it's just animal abuse, or they don't want to show that in like trailers maybe. But maybe it's still in the game. I don't know. I kind of hope they still are in there, but seeing how the world is today, they're probably not going to do that. Seeing how they want to kind of be wholesome a little bit. They have that, and then also they have these new ones that are called the luminous orbs. And I kind of like them. They affect the Pokemon in a way where it's like they glow and everything, but like not even just they just glow. It changes up like the way the Pokemon looks and stuff when it comes to like its moves that it uses. Like if it, I think there was a what is it, a Score Bunny, the fire that it used for its kick was like glowing blue, which I just thought was kind of neat. And can I say the animations, they went above and beyond on some of this stuff. Like Tyranitar, when he eats an apple, like you can see him swallow the apple, and actually like I feel like you saw it like go into his stomach. Like it was just like the amount of detail that was in that was like kind of shocking. That scene specifically showed a lot to me. There's like plenty of other stuff like Alolan Raichu like surfing and stuff like that. Like that looked really good. And Hoot he's like on this little stump or whatever, and he's like reacting specifically to you and stuff. There's just like a bunch of little things, and it gives me a lot of vibes of the old one, but it's like a true almost remake of the original. I'm a little bit nervous about the characters. Like when it comes to the rivals, they seem pretty basic and bland. So I don't know how to feel about that. I honestly kind of wanted the original Pokemon Snap guy. I can't remember his name, but I'll put his name up in the video. But yeah, I kind of wish maybe he was in it. It doesn't mean he might not, but it's definitely possible. And maybe like a reference to Professor Oak, that he used to be the Pokemon Snap guy. Just anything referencing like the old one, I think would be kind of neat. But even then, I'm not even gonna complain really, because the stuff they're doing looks absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna buy this game on launch for sure, because like I know, at least with Bandai, from playing Pokken, I played so much of Pokken, even though I don't feel like it really got enough praise. Pokken was a really well-made game, to me at least. The art style and the look of it was really well done. I mean, it's nothing like I'm like freaking out over, but like it looked like they put money into it. And it's not just the money, it's just there was money, time, effort. It showed like they cared about how the game looked, and what people would actually say online and everything. And even the guy who made Pokken, he wants to make like a second one, but I think he's kind of waiting on what the Pokemon company decides. Just shows like Bandai like can definitely handle some Pokemon games. I will say that. So honestly, I kind of want Bandai to do Pokemon games at this point. So yeah, obviously, if you haven't seen already, they made what was it, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They're Fateful Diamond and Pearl remakes, which is, I like that it's Fateful. Like, as much as I want to complain, I will have to give them credit though. Like, the fact that they're at least respecting the old version to that extent is honestly pretty cool, just in general. It's also being made by the Pokemon Home team, which I'm pretty on the fence with. But it's being directed by Junichi Masuda, who was the guy who made the original Diamond and Pearl game. So In some ways, I don't think I feel nervous about the direction of the games. It isn't a chibi style, so... And normally, I don't have issues with a chibi style, because I know, like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire did that, and X and Y. But in this case, like, we're talking the Switch, and I just... Or at least, if they're gonna do a chibi style, I'd rather have it looking like Link's Awakening, because at least Link's Awakening looked, really appealing, while this remake, although, like, yeah, sure, it's the first trailer, but I could also argue that Link's Awakening's first trailer looked absolutely stunning. So it's just like when I see it, or when I saw it or whatever, it just, I don't know, it gives off a vibe that they're like, oh shoot, we gotta make Diamond Pearl remakes. We need someone to do it, and they're like, we're already busy with the backlash of the Sword and Shield stuff. So they're like, well, we gotta make something that is, you know, redeemable. So since they can't make the Diamond Pearl remakes, I feel like they had to give it to another team in order to even, like, or that way they can have something at least as well. I don't know, like, or they're just trying to go with how all the remakes have gone. But yeah, it just seems odd, and almost like they just were like, hey, the Pokemon home team could just do it here, and then they just, like, threw it at them, made them do it. It almost gives off that vibe to me. But the fact that Junichi Masuda again is in the team, is, again, it's promising. That's, like, the only thing that I'm thinking, like, okay, maybe they chose the Pokemon home team on purpose along with Junichi Masuda, but it's giving off the vibe right now that's like they needed a Diamond and Pearl remake as soon as possible, and they just gave it to a team just to get it done, and that they're following the formula because it's just easier to do that. That's what gives off the vibe to me. So I'm like, half of me is just like, do I even need to play this remake when I already have Platinum? And I don't even know if this remake is going to even make anything that Platinum already did that was amazing even better. Like, I have a feeling it's not going to do that. So I'm pretty on the fence with this remake. But I'm open-minded to the idea of it having new things. I mean, Sinnoh's a really cool region. It's not my absolute favorite of all of them, but even saying that, I'm not saying I hate it. I think the only ones I really started not liking, I don't really hate any of the regions. The ones I started not liking was from Gen 6 and onward, and I still really like those games in terms of, like, the story and, like, things that you would do, and all the Pokemon designs, and, like, the world building and all that, and art and everything. Like, they had really cool stuff. The games didn't... There was nothing really to keep me going with them. I mean, being a fan, I just kind of, like, pushed through it, but after a while, it feels draining, and almost like I'm just having my money taken from me in a way. It feels I'm getting kicked in the face every time after a while from seeing them just release something, like, half-assed. Yeah, so with this remake, I'm pretty iffy about it. I will give it time, though. That's the thing, is I mean, I'm patient with this stuff. As a fan, I'm pretty patient. With Sword and Shield, I tried to look at the good and the bad of it. Like, mainly I tried to look at least all the good that it had. And I did the same with Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. And again, I had beaten all those games, as well as X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. And I'm talking individual versions. Like, I beat all of those separately. So, like, I've played the 3D games. I don't hate the 3D games. It's just they're what I was thinking when they were making them, especially around Sun and Moon era. I was thinking it was building up to something, and it gave off the vibe that it was building up to something. Same with their advertising. They were like constantly saying like it all comes together, and it's like they're like building it up like the biggest Pokemon experience. And it was pretty much a lie. Like, it really didn't feel like that. It really didn't feel like it at all, honestly. I don't know what's happening within the company. Like, I don't want to exactly hate on the company itself. It's just more disappointing that it's happening. I'm not like upset at them. I wish it didn't have to be like this. Before I ramble on too much, I do want to talk about Legends. I think Legends is a weird case where it looks really awesome, but I'm also really nervous of it. And it makes me nervous, not even just for the fact of just the game, but it makes me more nervous of the community. Because I feel like this game could also spread the community even more than it already has. And I feel like the main issue is the whole idea of an open world. And I feel what they're using with the open world concept is that they're trying to use that as almost like it almost feels like bait. Like, it really feels like it. Because with Sword and Shield, for example, I mean, they advertised the wild area and that it had a moving camera and there's Pokemon walking around and stuff, which sounds awesome. And when everyone watched trailers, a lot of people were separated from it because some people were like, oh, I see what this is. This is not what I want. And then there's the other people who are just like, accept it. And then there's people in the middle, of course. Yeah, a decent chunk of the people that were buying the game, I would say a good portion of the people that are buying the game, at least from what I've kind of come across, is they're like, it's an open world and we're kind of following the advertising. And then when they got it, I mean, I saw a lot of people that were like, this is extremely disappointing. Like, the wild area is barren. There's barely anything doing it. Once you like do like a few things already in it, it's like that's it. And like because of that, that makes me scared with this, is if they're basically just trying to do that again. And I hope that's not the case. I hope all my theories I have are actually not the case. I hope that the Pokemon Company has changed the way they think, and are starting to actually like see like, oh, we need to put more time and more quality into the game. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And I also wonder how Nintendo feels about this. And from the looks of it, it seems like they don't give a crap. They're just like, oh, it's making money, so it's fine. Like, that's what it's comes across as. So it's like, I don't I don't know, man. It's weird. And yeah, I mean, like, from what we've seen, this looks good. This looks really good. The fact that you can roll, the Pokemon actually run up to each other and hit each other. The fact that you can like aim the ball and throw it at Pokemon, and you're like sneaking around stuff. And it's probably just like the small amount that we've seen. There's also like some other stuff when it comes to like Arceus and stuff. I guess the main plot is about Arceus, or Arceus, whatever. And it's really interesting because I've always loved the stuff specifically in Diamond and Pearl. There's a library that's in Candlelive City or Canalive Town. It was one of the two. But yeah, there's a library in there, and there's a bunch of books on, like, I think it's like the second floor or something like that. And inside there's like all this stuff about, pretty much it was like old theories and stuff of like people in Pokemon being like the same in some way in terms of like Pokemon are people and then people are Pokemon. And I think it'd be really cool if they explored something along the line of that. Either that or just anything to do with Arceus, because I mean, before in playing in Diamond and Pearl and even Platinum, it was still impossible for America to even get Arceus. So this is just kind of cool because we almost get like a true plot to his story. It's literally the god of Pokemon, and we actually get to know more information about this freaking being in this game. So it makes me really excited. Yeah, I mean, with that stuff, it was really interesting, and I'm really glad that this isn't another generation, or it's just a Gen 4 remake. That, like, I will give them credit. I really like Pokemon Legends. I like this idea. I really wanted them to go through with this, and I've been really wanting them to just go away from the whole kid, like, exploring, get all 8 gym badges, beat the Elite Four. It's like, yeah, it's fun, but it's like, is that it to the Pokemon world? Like, because the reason why I like Coliseum, XD, Pokemon Channel, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I like all those games because they're so different. To see that Game Freak just was continually repeating the same thing is really irritating. So the fact to see something new like this is really cool. I really like this. I like that it's all based in like old Sinnoh, and how like you're like completing, I think it's like the first Pokédex you're like trying to complete. And yeah, I think this is a really good idea. I really hope this works out, and I really hope it doesn't flop. Because if this flops, like, this is just another thing that's gonna fall on Pokemon, and you're gonna have more fans upset. I don't think Pokemon's gonna ever die, but I know it's just gonna split it even more than what what Sword and Shield did. And yeah, but I mean, overall, this looks really good. I'm excited for it. The Diamond and Pearl remakes, I am super mixed on them, but I'm gonna wait for more information and more gameplay and see how that goes. And I might get them. I'll see how that is. I really don't want to give my money to a company that's doing these practices, these business practices, and I really want to actually have a game in a franchise I really care for, that I actually like look up to and appreciate, you know? Because right now I'm just like, what is happening inside the company? Like, I'm so curious as to what is happening. So yeah, that's my little ramble for today. I'm having fun actually doing discussions, so I think I might do this more often when it comes to like certain topics I feel like talking about. But yeah, if you watched through the whole video, like, thank you for listening. Like, super awesome of you. Yeah, if you're able to subscribe and follow more of my stuff, that'd be awesome. Or just leave a like. Or worst case scenario, like, I'm really curious of what everyone thinks about this whole thing. So if you want to comment, leave a comment down below. Yeah, I'm really interested in what you guys really think about this whole thing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and see you later.